Step into the light where the wild ones roam, where the heart speaks loud, calling this place home. We break the rules, we paint the sky, ridiculously you, we were born to fly. Ooh, it's ridiculously you.
Hey everyone, it is Julie May and the Ridiculously You podcast. Today's guest, I'm excited. She is a puppeteer, a part-time trapeze artist, a full-time CEO of Turning Chaos into Comedy. She is Kate Torode. She is the author of Chicken Nugget Girl and Other Midlife Traumas, which, you know, I gotta love the name of this book. Like, that is fantastic. She is here to remind us that burnout, heartbreak, and eyebrow disasters are all just plot points in your personal rebrand. If you've ever felt like your life was falling apart faster than your last Tinder date, grab some nuggets and tune in, because Kate is about to make your meltdown feel like a masterpiece. Welcome, Kate.
Thank you. What a great intro.
Thank you. Okay, so I have to ask about like some of these fun things you do. Like,
Yes.
What got you into being a trapeze artist? Let's start with trapeze artist, and then I want to go into puppets, and then we're going to go into the book. That's it.
So there's a place where I live in St. Louis, and they had like a free class to do trapeze, and I roped my best friend into going with me. I was like, you got to do this, got to do this. And so we went, and she was kind of like lukewarm about it. And like our second or third time there, we ended up being featured in St. Louis Magazine.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, so I'm like, well, I kind of got to keep doing this now.
Now there's
like,
pressure. The outside
right.
world is watching our trapeze journey.
Like there's an expectation that like, oh, she does trapeze. So yeah, so that's kind of what it was. And it's a really fun, this sounds so nerdy, but I've always been into like circus arts. Like,
Right.
like I would be a kid and like make my own tight wire and like walk it in the backyard. And
Oh
my dad was not thrilled with that. Um, so to do trapeze, it's more demanding than you think it is. Like there's
Oh
so many
yeah. I was
rules.
looking at it going, I can't even like my arm strength. I'm like, how do you have strong enough arms to do this thing?
Oh,
It looks very difficult.
it's all core strength because like the way you get up on the bar and everything, it's like all just core strength. So that takes a long time to learn how to do, but yeah, it's fun and it's a great workout for people that don't like to exercise like myself.
Yeah.
Um, but you get a workout for it. So yeah, that's how my introduction to trapeze happened. It was a free coupon.
Wow, that's so cool. One of my daughters did, like aerial silks. She took classes for aerial
Yes,
silks for a while, and like
yes,
she's like a very small person. She's like, Mom, you would not believe how much strength it takes to like pull my body
yeah.
the silks and do the things. I loved going to watch her classes because I was like, wow, this is very physical, but it's so beautiful and interesting. And I'd way rather do something like that than, go to a spin class or something. I
Right.
also never have been to a spin class because I look inside there and I like
Oh,
fitness, but I like,
it's
that's
not
not
great.
for me.
It's not great. I got roped into some spin classes by a friend of mine, and I was like, this is miserable. She also got
Yeah.
me into like marathon running, so
Oh, do you still marathon run?
no. The most I went to was a 10K, and I was like,
Wow.
this is my limit right here. I'll do like a five. So my rule was if I was gonna run, it had to be for like cupcakes, beer, some cool prize at the end. Like that was my limit. Like if I could wear a mustache or something.
Yes.
It
What's
had to
at
be
the end
fun.
of this? Like,
Right.
incentivize me to want to do
Right.
this.
Chocolates. Let me do this. But yeah, no, no, that half marathon, absolutely not. I'm not doing that. Not built for that.
Yeah. Also, no. I have wanted to because I'm like, I the weird Disney adults in the room. So I have wanted to do the one where you can do like a 5K through like Magic Kingdom, and it's like when the parks close,
That would be
and then
fun.
you can meet interesting characters and stuff along the way. So you like run for a minute, and then you take a picture with like Jiminy Cricket, and then you run for a
Yes,
minute. I can do that.
totally. I would totally see. I would do that. My favorite one is there's a 5K here in St. Louis that's called the Cupcake Run, and every kilometer you have to eat a 1 pound cupcake,
A 1 pound cupcake.
a 1 pound cupcake, and you have to finish it. And if you throw up, you are disqualified. Like
Oh
it
my,
is grueling.
that is, how big is a 1 pound cupcake?
About like that.
Oh wow.
And
Holy
like
cow.
here's the trick: you break it in half, you put the filling in the middle, and then you just shove it in, and you
She's
just
got
keep
hacks
going.
for us on
That's right, kids. You need to do that cupcake run. Here we're doing it right here.
That's, you didn't know you were getting on the episode today. How to eat a 1 pound cupcake more quickly.
So
We're full
yeah,
of little bonuses. It's great. It's great. Okay, puppeteering. Tell me about puppeteering.
yes.
What got you into
So
that? Because I'm the weirdo who I love puppets. Like if I'm watching
yes.
TikToks and somebody comes on with the weird puppet, I'm watching that one.
Okay,
That's the
so
one
I
I'm watching.
I started doing puppets when I was like a little kid. Like I would take my dad's socks. Like I'd be like 4 or 5 years old, and I'd be like making little sock puppets with his old
Right.
socks, or sometimes it's new socks he wasn't a fan of. And I just kind of it kind of evolved because I'm kind of a ham but an introvert. So to kind of talk through puppets was a really great thing for me. Um, so then I just started getting like, little sock puppets or like the little hand puppets and then going with that. And then eventually I went out to like marionettes. I've got my favorite puppets. He's a British otter called Jasper. And I will take him out with me in public and people think he's real. Like I've
Oh,
had
that's cool.
like groups
People
of
are like,
kids.
can I pet it?
Right. And then he'll be like, "Hello, darlings, hello," and he'll like do his little thing. But so yeah, so it's just kind of a way to be like, I'm I'm creative but introverted, so that's a way to kind of like get that out and have
Right.
fun and just to make people smile and be happy. And when I get a new puppet, people are like, "What are you gonna do?" Like my favorite is the night that Prince passed away. Like Jasper
Right.
did a whole Purple Rain segment.
Goodness. I
Singing
love
Purple
that.
Rain. I'll have to send it to you.
You
But
do have to send it to me. That's fantastic.
to me, it's just a way to like if you're introverted, you can let your inner self out using puppets. And puppets they have gesture privilege. You can say whatever you want as a puppet, and nobody
Yeah.
can be offended by that. It's kind of the whole thing. So
Oh,
that's
that's way too fun. So you have Jasper. Who else do you have?
I have Canterbury, who's a black cat. He's hanging out over there. I have Ned the narwhal. I have Pepe and Lopez, who are marionettes. They're little Mexican man on a burro. I've got my nurse Helen, who is based after my best friend. And I've got Tyrone, who is based off a character on Sesame Street. Trying to think. Oh, I've got Miss Lady, who is like this old lady puppet that my little sister loves, who I've gotten her into puppets.
Oh,
She's
cool.
9, so I've really infiltrated her, personality with puppets. And then just like a bunch of little hand puppets, things like that. But those are my main ones that I use all the time. So
What was your first like real puppet? So you went from like doing things with your dad's socks and stuff. When did you get your first like real one, and what was that one?
I want to say it was Jasper. He was like my
Yeah.
first real puppet that I created a personality for him. And I don't know. It was like, it was right. It was love at first sight. And the funny part about him is, I went to visit the Arch with one of my friends, and they have like this gift shop at the end of the Arch, when you get done doing everything. And there was all these like little stuffed animals and stuff. And I saw Jasper not realizing he was a puppet.
Oh, right.
And as soon as I picked him up, realized he was a puppet, I started, doing the voice for him. I gave him a name, and like there's videos and pictures of me like 10, 15 minutes after getting Jasper, like doing all sorts of stuff. And people are coming up to me wanting to know, like, do I work there? So he was like my first guy, like everybody else had a little personality, but he was the first one that went, all right, this is my guy. This is going to be my first real guy. And it kind of blossomed after that. So, before then it was just sock puppets and, little hand puppets and things like that. I got my sharks that I use at work.
Did Jasper's personality come out right away? Like, did you know exactly what his voice sounded like? Did you
Immediately.
know? No.
It
Yeah.
was immediate. Like the moment I picked him up, realized he was a puppet. Like he had a backstory, everything. He was this saucy British otter and just, irreverent and says whatever he wants to say. And he's very flirty and loves the ladies. And, he does some inappropriate things, but,
Yes, they do sometimes.
that, that's what otters do. So, but yeah,
Yeah, that's what
yeah,
they do.
he's my number one. So, but Ned the Narwhal came a couple years ago, and he's pretty fun. So I found him in a thrift store. He was on discount for like $1, and I was like, "Oh, you're coming home with me, buddy. Coming home with me."
That's way too fun. That's way too fun. Do you have one close by you can show us a little bit?
I think I've got Ned and Canterbury. Hold on one sec.
Awesome.
Just disconnected. So this is Ned, my narwhal. Hello, darling. He's not as, he's kind of shy. I think it's because he was on the discount bin.
All
So,
right.
but he's a little Southern gentleman, and he will come up to you and he will just give you kisses, and he'll be like, listen, I like cornbread, corn pone, and tramps. He's still learning how to use this, but I wish I would have known. I would have had Jasper up in here.
That's all right. Well, I just figured, if we have one close by,
Right.
let's
So I've got
see
Jasper,
what
and
we've got.
so yeah. So Ned's still a little shy. I'm still working on kind of who he is. I mean, he's definitely Southern. I don't know why, but he's just Southern. Um, Canterbury's around here somewhere. But yeah, oh, I wish I would have had Jasper up here. He's like in the other room.
That's all right. That's
But
all
yeah,
right.
I'm an adult woman who's got a narwhal puppet. So
Well, yeah,
hey
of
there,
course you do.
darling. Mm.
Well, the fact that you found this narwhal puppet like just at a discount store is wild to me. I'm like,
Yeah,
we thrift a lot. I don't think I have ever seen a puppet in thrifting.
it was so random. Like I'll walk around and like I'll look for certain things at stores, but like he looked so sad. He had like a $1 discount sticker on him, and I was like, really? I'm like, who got rid of this guy? He's amazing. He's so big. He's kind of cumbersome to use with his horn. So that's why I'm still trying to like work on him. But oh, he's amazing. He's so cute and adorable, and he's just a little Southern gentleman. So he's Ned the Narwhal.
So you're using like sock puppets and stuff growing up, and you're obviously now have all these great puppets that you can do really fun things with. What do you
Yes.
think that this has helped you be an explorer, like through having these different characters?
I think it helps me, like I said, I am somewhat introverted, and I think it helps me kind of bring my personality out. Like there's different aspects of my personality, and they can kind of speak for me. And I've seen a lot of like I've watched some things on puppeteers, and they kind of seem to have the same personality wise. They are introverted and they have things they want to say. So with a puppet, you can say anything you want, and it's adorable and cute because they're a narwhal or an otter or a cat or what have you. And I think it just allows me to express my personality without fear of rejection. I think that would be like the best way of saying it. Um, because nobody's gonna tell an otter, you suck.
And if they do, they'll do it playfully.
Right, right. So it's kind of like you've got that buffer of, the comedy and the character and things like that, but you actually have that opportunity to say the things that maybe you really actually want to say, but you're too shy or you're too scared to say. So you can channel that through the puppet. So that's part of the art, in my opinion.
That's
Kind
so
of like,
cool.
yeah. So, I mean, I love that I got my little sister into it, even though she's the most extroverted person I've ever met in my entire life. Uh,
That's okay. Extroverted have people have, they have things to say too. And it's still
right,
gonna, a lot of times extroverted people, they're fun and flamboyant and all the things. They don't necessarily say all the things they want to say. And maybe
exactly.
it'll help her express her softer side or her, all those
Yeah,
different sides because we're so complex as human beings, right? It's like
we
all
are.
those little different pieces of us that, it's fun to find a way it's fun to find a way to express those things. So tell me about the book a little bit because you used
Yes.
comedy like throughout so many different areas of your life to like help people and showcase different pieces of you. How did
Yeah.
Chicken Nugget Girl come about?
So Chicken Nugget Girl has kind of been in the works for a long time, but when I became a woman of a certain age, I won't say what age, um, um, you know, we all have these dreams and these goals that we have when we're like, 18, 19, 20 years old, and we're like, I'm going to do this, I'm going to achieve this. And then the reality sets in and you have to have a job, you have a mortgage, you have a car payment and things like that. And you're just kind of working to work, you
Right.
kind of lose your goals. So at some point I was like, you know what, I always wanted to be a writer. I wrote my first, poem when I was like 6 years old. So I always wanted to be a writer. So I decided to just sit down one day and just kind of write my story. And Chicken Nugget Girl is kind of an anthology of different stories, but the first half of the book is how I became Chicken Nugget Girl. Sitting in my car at lunch at a corporate job, eating some really bad chicken nuggets and going, is this actually what my life is? And just kind of having that realization going, what happened to all of my dreams, all my goals, all my aspirations? And I said, you know what? They always say, write what you know.
Yeah.
So I wrote what I know. And then after I got done with that story, I've always wanted to write kind of like a David Sedaris style, short stories about different things in your life. So I
Right.
just pulled a bunch of ridiculous stories from my own life and wrote those. And I created the character of Mallory Reynolds, who is, me, but and yeah, I just kind of went from there and I said, you know what, if it takes off, it takes off. If it doesn't, it doesn't. I can say that I checked that box off my list and I wrote a book.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You
And
did.
hopefully to inspire other women or, men as well. Like, hey, if you have a dream, just because you're caught up in your job, your family, your life, or whatever, you can still take that time and whatever your dream is, do it. It doesn't matter if you like win or lose. You can just say, hey, I did this. I created this. This is mine. And, I'm happy with it. And that was kind of really the meaning behind me making the book or writing the book.
Do you have an next dream? Like you've written the book, you've been doing some puppetry, you're doing trapeze, you're doing all these cool things. Do you have like a next thing that you're like, okay, I'm gonna do that?
Well, so I've been a mixed media artist for 25 years. I've been doing that. I'm going to brag a little bit. I've sold all around the world. And so I'm trying to get back into that, but I do have a second book in the works. So
What's the
I've got,
second book?
it's a continuation of Mallory. I've gotten so much positive feedback from people. They're like, we want to see what happens with Mallory next. Like, what is she doing next? I'll have people email me from my website, like directly, and they'll be like, please tell me you're doing another Mallory book.
Mm. And you're like, well, I can if
Yes,
looks like the
yeah,
demand is there. We
yeah,
can do that.
yeah. And so I'm almost done with the second book, and it's exciting because, I might not be selling like a million books or what have you, but the people that are getting the book, it's really resounding with them, and that's what I wanted. Maybe if only 100 people read the book and it impacts them, then great. And
Right.
that's really, ideally what I want. Do I want to be a New York Times bestseller? Of course. But
I mean,
who wouldn't
yeah.
be? But to the people that are reading the book, they're connecting with it. They're relating to it, and they want to know more. And to me, that's like the greatest achievement that I could have asked for. So yeah, so I'll definitely be putting out a second book for, the 100 people that are asking for it.
Hey, that's fantastic. Like if you do something and you can impact 100 people, I think, most people would say that's pretty dang good.
Yeah.
I've seen people who want to write a book and never get to the end of writing it, or they write it and then it's not like even available to buy anywhere. And so it's like, oh, well, my 3 family members read it. And then like to be able to go, no, these people read it, they're begging for another one is pretty
Yeah.
freaking fantastic.
It feels good. It's validating. And so,
Yeah.
if I've got that 100-person fan club, I'll take it, you
Oh,
know.
absolutely. Absolutely. If you guys are out there thinking, I've always wanted to write a book, or like
Do
get
it.
out and just do it.
Do it. Do it. There's so many like self-publishing options, and just write your book and do it. I'm going to tell you right now, it'll be 100% worth it.
Yeah, for sure. Maybe we need a book that's like from the point of view of Jasper or something like that. Wouldn't that be fun?
Oh, I've wanted to
Jasper's
write a kids.
Adventures.
Oh, I've always wanted to write a kids book, so maybe Jasper. Yeah, I like that.
Maybe.
I'm gonna write that
That
down
could be.
actually.
You're
Uh,
right. Wait a minute. That's a good idea.
Julie, by the way, you're getting some credit on this book.
That's okay. Hey, I can write a little, for you in the forward.
There you
We're good.
go.
We're good.
Jasper's Randy Adventures.
Oh my gosh, yes. Those ones that look like they're children's books, but they're not children's books.
No, you got to be careful.
This needs to happen. I think this
All
needs to
right.
happen.
I got some time. I got some free time. I'll start working on a workshop Jasper's book.
Yes. Jasper's Randy Adventures, I think definitely sound and like then the best friend has to be Randy, like that has to be his
Yeah,
name. And then they can have these awesome adventures.
I'm literally writing this down. All right, so now I gotta get a Randy puppet.
You do. And then
Which
they can have their Randy adventures together. Tell me, like y'all listening, tell me this is not a great idea.
I'm literally writing this down. Now I gotta find a puppet or make a puppet because I'm thinking Randy's got to be kind of like a redneck. Like he's got
Yeah.
to be like the opposite of Jasper.
Yeah.
So
And he has crazy ideas of things that they should go do. Like,
yes,
yeah.
yes. Oh, I like this. I like this a little
Right?
This might be my bestseller. I don't know.
It might be. Like, you're speaking it into existence. Like, wouldn't it
Exactly.
be great if there was a New York Times bestseller? And then right after comes the idea for the New York Times bestseller. New York Times, y'all listening, right? So,
Right?
like, we're just putting it out there. This
Oh
could
my
be
gosh,
freaking
I love
great.
this. I love this. Oh my gosh.
All
I'm
right,
so
all
excited.
right. That's what needs to happen next. I'm
Done.
telling you. And then you
Done.
have to tell me about it. That I like, I'm gonna buy copies.
I'm gonna do a proofreading of it and you can check it out.
Okay. That sounds great. That sounds great. I'm down for this whole thing.
Oh, Randy and Jasper.
It does feel correct,
It does.
Yeah. There's
I think the
there's
world
something
needs that.
fabulous about it. Yeah.
The world needs
hmm
this. Hmm.
The world definitely needs this. Yeah,
That's
yeah.
right.
Well, I have a deeper question for you now that we've talked
Sure.
about Jasper's Randy Adventures. A
Yes.
lot of times people get into comedy and they get into puppets and things like this because, they're trying to deal with things that are hard for them. Have there been things that you're like, these low points for you that these things have helped you through? Because
Yeah.
I think of people like Robin Williams or like Jack Black or some like the funniest people that are out there. They have some things that are like, wow, that was really hard, or some really difficult times that the
Yeah.
comedy really helps them through. Our family always says like our coping mechanism, our therapy is dark humor. That's kind of what we always say. It's
Never
like
wrong.
that is our therapy. That is our coping mechanism we have chosen as a family, is dark humor. So, but there are
Yes.
usually stories underneath that. So tell me a little bit
Yeah.
about that portion for you.
Yeah. So, in my teen years, I dealt with some abuse in my family. And so that really kind of helped me, not internalize, but kind of deal with what I was going through. And then in 2018, my husband passed away. So kind of, he had given me some of my puppets. And so kind of working with that was therapeutic for me. And,
Yeah.
I had to go into some treatments because, I was struggling with that. And I would actually bring my puppets with me and it would help other people. And I thought that was really great. Like, somebody's having a bad day, I'd have like my Kermit puppet or something. And but I think when you're going through and you're struggling with something and you have an outlet for that, whether it's grief, depression, anxiety, if you have something that you can focus on to take your mind off of what you're going through, I think that's really important. And I'm a big proponent of like art therapy and things like that because it retrains your brain. So, as a person who's gone through a lot of struggles, to have my trusty puppets with me or, painting or sketching or something like that. Yeah, I think it's definitely very valuable and worthwhile to investigate if somebody's going through something like that.
Yeah, I definitely am a big proponent of using the arts to heal as well. And I do think comedy is an art. Like there's rhythms and
Yes.
patterns and like it's definitely an art form for sure. But like additionally, like, doing the mixed medium arts and stuff, I love sketching and painting and things like that. And I'm a big like singer. I love music, and whatever the art form that you're being pulled to is, I think those things can be massively healing and help you like move through things in beautiful new ways. And like being and not just like being the observer of the art. I think there's something that comes through you when you participate in it. And I don't even
Yes.
think anyone needs to be good at it for that to work. So if you're
No.
thinking, oh, but my art doesn't look like fabulous and I'm not talented, like, it's not about that. It's
No.
about using it to express
Express.
yourself
Yep.
without like
Yeah.
the judgment, without like the, oh, it's not as good as this. That's not even the point of it. So like if you have something that you've always wanted to do in the arts, like get
Yeah.
out and do it, because it can be super, super healing for you.
It is. And, with the comedy thing, sometimes, if you have some self-deprecating comedy, sometimes you can work through that grief or that trauma using your comedy. If you can find something, you can make fun of or something, it helps. It really is. But yeah, if art, there is no rules to art. Don't let
Yeah.
anyone tell you there's any rules to any kind of art because art is subjective.
Yeah.
So get out there, grab a paintbrush or a sketch pen and start doing it.
Absolutely. Absolutely. That's like one of the most healing things I think I've done, is just
Yeah.
like being involved in art in some way. With
Yes,
that, I'm going to transition into, are you ready for a lightning round?
I
Our
am.
fast, fun questions. Okay.
Do this.
Tell me you're a semi functional adult without saying you're a semi functional adult.
I
What
have
is
all my
your,
I have all my bills on auto pay.
oh, yes. Yes. What is the, do you have an outfit that you wear that is Like the thing that makes you feel fabulous, but the other people might think is weird.
I wear a ballet skirt, combat boots, and a bunny sweatshirt.
Love it. Love it. Now I'm like, what color is the ballet skirt though? I can picture
Black.
this in
It's black.
black. Very good. I had one of those before I moved. It did not make the move. Now I'm like, do I need another one? Maybe.
You do.
I probably do because they are kind of fabulous, and I wear them with my Doc Martens. They're kind of great.
There you go.
Yeah. See, you know the thing. Okay, I'm not being very lightning-y. Let's say if your midlife had a soundtrack, what songs would be in the soundtrack of your midlife time?
Wah, wah, wah.
That would be the soundtrack. Love it. Okay, what's the most crazy thing that's ever happened during trapeze time?
Oh, I was trying to be too fancy and I slipped and fell and almost broke my neck.
Oh, that is super scary.
Yeah, trying to get
yeah.
too fancy.
Trying to get too fancy. What's the craziest thing somebody has said to you after reading one of your books?
Oh, craziest. They started calling me Mallory. They refer to me as Mallory when they talk to me. That's the funniest thing.
That is funny.
Yeah,
That is fun.
I've had two people do that. They refer to me as Mallory when they're talking to me. And I was like, oh, I mean, technically I am Mallory, but my name's Kate. So let's rock with us.
My actual name. Okay, if Jasper had one more message for our audience, what would Jasper want to tell everyone?
Be sexy, be randy, and live your life.
Love it. If Kate had a last message for the audience, would it be any different?
Be like, you know what, follow your dreams. Don't let anyone hold you back. You know what? Whatever you want to do is the right thing to do.
Yeah. Kate, where can people follow more of you, see more of all the adventures, find your books, watch your puppets? Where can we find you?
Yeah, so I have my own website, which is katetorode.com, Torode. But you can find me on the socials at Chicken Nugget Girl 75. That's across TikTok, Instagram, Facebook, things like that. So yeah, that's where you can find me.
75. Where are you most active? Like where are you going to engage most? We all have all the socials, but we have our favorites.
We do. Usually Facebook or TikTok is probably because I post a lot of videos on TikTok and things like that. So, but my website, you can reach me directly through my email out there. So I do engage a lot and I keep that updated with everything. So yeah, so I would say go to my website and then you can find all the links from there.
Cool. Are all your books available on your website as well?
They are, and they're also available on Amazon, Barnes and Nobles, and all other book platforms, internationally. So
like, congratulations. That's freaking great to have all
you.
your books like available on all of the platforms. So go buy Chicken Nugget Girl on Amazon and all the places. Go follow Kate Torode because you're going to want to see all of her fun antics. Be like the team that's messaging her going, Jasper's Randy Adventures needs to happen. This is what we've decided.
It is done.
And done. So if you, and I know you did, enjoyed this episode, make sure to like, comment, follow, share this with a friend. And like, remember, Kate, you're such a good example of different ways of expressing yourself that may not look in a traditional way. There's so many people out there, especially that follow, a show called Ridiculously You, that have these like, oh, I've wanted to always try this, or I've always wanted to try that. It is okay. Go try the crazy thing. Go be your whole ridiculous self, and it will help you through so many things, and it inspires the people around you. So thank you for being an inspiration to us by going out and being your ridiculous self. This has been Julie May and the Ridiculously You podcast. And with that, we'll talk to you guys later. Bye-bye.
Share the spark, take it higher. Hit subscribe, bring a friend. Let the wildness never end. Tap in, stand true.